Hey,
Hey,
hey. Good morning, kids. Welcome to today's edition of the Kong Family Show. It is Thankful Thursday. Uh, Something crazy hat Thursday today. Hey, it's Thursday. It's just another awesome
look,
day.
look, I
Live.
don't have the beautiful locks that you have, all spread out like just jumping for Jehoshaphat. So I get this hat, whatever you call these, was gifted to me a while back. And so I thought, you got your visor on and you got the hair rocking. I figured I'd join you, my friend. I
Bless
don't
your
look as
heart.
good as yours because yours is au natural.
One time I was at a booth at a trade show where they were selling those kinds of hats, and somebody
Yeah.
grabbed my hair like this and said, "Oh, look!" I'm
Whoa,
like,
whoa,
"Oh,
whoa. All right, all right. And back in the day, you probably would have turned around and given him the business, but not anymore.
not anymore." No, no, actually, that was before. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, "Yeah, I guess we should sell my hair like that." Oh yeah, brother. Good to see you here this morning.
Yeah, likewise. Hey, I was going to work on getting some things. I wanted to give you a heads up. I've got Siha Top. Uh, that's my dude. I've met him a couple of times. Real solid dude, man. He's as good as they come, and he's been really dialing in with EWS, Magic Web Systems. Put together by my dude Eric Prusak and his brother Daryl, Rob Miller. Those guys are all really good, and I really got some insight from Siha yesterday just about the degree to which that EWS is pretty much doing what all these other funnels are doing. We just do not understand that. So I talked with Siha. He's downtown for the discount OPP style coming on board here at some point in time in the near future. And just before we got this party started this morning, just reached out to Prue and left him a message. So I know he'll come on. But yeah, there's a couple of real dynamic cats. They got some good things going on. There's a lot of different affiliate things. You and I have both been a part of a couple of them, trying to figure out the best way. And Magic Web Systems is the only compliant one, and they're right in our own backyard. I mean, it's all here. Now, you've got a comms water site, isn't that through EWS?
Yeah, well, it is. My congswater.com goes to my EWS, but it's not really the EWS. It's just the free
Sure,
version of the site.
sure.
And the
No, no,
problem is it doesn't have any kind of a capture page on it, so I don't have any
they're,
clue who comes in there or
they're
anything.
right. I've got some training videos and stuff that Seahawks sent me. Daryl's down in Costa Rica living it up, on the computer doing a training. And yeah, I watched 3.5 hours of training yesterday and was like, okay, wow, I've got this gold mine of resources, and they're changing it. They're going to we're going to be able to make our own video, that kind of thing, the capture page. All that's coming. A lot of it's in place, but they're just finalizing things. I think it's going to be fantastic. But anyway, I
That's
just wanted to drop
exciting.
that on. Hi.
I'm looking. I'd love to see that happen. The only reason I haven't used their system is that my upline told me that it wasn't necessary. I did buy it for a year. It's
Yeah.
expensive. It's an
Well, and
expensive system, it just, we'll see how that all works out. I think that's an interesting thing. I know there's a lot of distributors out there that are utilizing their own stuff, and whatever. I guess we'll just have to see how that all ends up panning out in the end. But
totally.
ultimately our goal is just to share the water, and it seems to me that as long as we're not making medical claims and we're keeping within the boundaries of what we're supposed to be doing, then I don't understand why they care, because quite frankly, it's our job to do the marketing. That's
Yeah.
our job. We're the distributors, and it's our job to market the product. And as
Yeah.
long as we stay within the bounds of not telling everybody that it's the cure to everything on the planet or whatever like that, then I don't see why they care. You'd think they would be more interested in us being as creative as possible, just so long as we're not going out of bounds with the
Well,
ball.
I think some of that creativity has flown out of bounds, and thus the need for, keeping an eye on it. But obviously, it's just a matter of helping us understand what we have and the tools we're using, and it's just good stuff. Good stuff. Options, man. Options.
Yeah.
Hey, what freak climber,
It's just
Bill?
like what we're doing here, brother. This is kind of a little bit off the cuff in the fact that we're bringing people in here to tell stories, and we're, our goal here with the Kong family, we say it every day. Our goal is to change the world. How are we going to do that?
Class of 9.5 at a time. Thank you very kindly.
Amen. Yeah, and one awesome individual, one awesome episode of educational information like what we're going to bust out today. Today we're going to be talking about plastics and how plastics affect the planet, and how that's a big part of the Kangen Water goal is to try to eliminate as much of that plastic as possible from our planet. There's some crazy stuff going on out there in the world where plastic is a very unique thing, but it doesn't break down very easily. So the more of it that we can eliminate, the better. And so, one lightning bolt in a box at a time, and one awesome episode of the Kong Family Show at a time, and one incredible, beautiful day at a time. And so,
hey, speaking of which, I got to tell you, it is absolutely beautiful out today. Not a cloud in the sky for the first time since like August of 2017 up here. No, I'm just kidding. It's been the weirdest deal. It's like I said yesterday. I don't care if Caitlyn Jenner wants to be a woman. His chromosomes will dictate that, whether he feels that way or not. That's his prerogative. It's April trying to identify as January that makes me just want to go, blah.
Exactly.
Take out of your book.
Rod Gar, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here today.
Good, and yourself?
Fantastic. How's the weather up there in the great cold white north? Is it doing good for you?
Yeah, sun and shine today, so.
Beautiful. Love it, baby. I love the sunshine. It's good to have the rain in the desert, though. We're in the desert here down in good old Utardia. And so we do like it when we get ourselves some rain. And this year's been crazy. We have had so much snow. All of our reservoirs are full. The water's going to be coming down. The river rafting should be awesome this year. To all my river rafting friends out there, go get it. Hit that white water. Be safe.
You have to drink more.
Yes. We got to get you cats on a river trip down here soon.
Hey, I'm all over it. We float the river up here all the time. There's like 5 rivers all within like 45 miles of us. So we either I think the best one's the Blackfoot, where they filmed the river runs through it with Brad Pitt and all that. Yeah, that's right up in north of Missoula in our backyard. And yeah, your eagles, you see moose and elk sometimes up on the hills. And yeah, it's pretty wild, man. Thibodeau Falls and Whitaker Bridge, and it's inner tubes too. We just take the casual, stock a cooler, wrap a tube around it, have our little recreational access for our beverages, and it's quite the social endeavor, I might add.
I'll bring my
and
kayak.
Along the way, it blows my mind. Along the way, I'm that guy that's grabbing plastic bottles, that's grabbing cans, that's grabbing grocery bags and those non-breakdownable, every time I get grocery bags, they say, well, plastic or paper. And I'm like, well, at this stage of the game, I guess I'll have a couple of your plastics. If it's heavy stuff, I'll go paper. But I'm like, you guys are, must have an abundance of plastic trees out there, because you're slinging these bags like Halloween candy.
I love it. So we got some of the kids in house. Corola's in here. Brandon, Mr. Bickford, good to see you, buddy. Ricky, Ivan, Paul.
Wait until Bickford
Thanks for coming in. We're gonna have a great show today. Sean's got some good stuff to bust out for us today. So, Sean, why don't we go ahead and get started? Let's hear what you got to.
Yeah, I just want to kind of preface it a little bit. I've got a PowerPoint in here somewhere I can't find, but I found a video that I got my hands on probably 6-7 years ago. And every once in a while, I'll just watch it just to kind of see, and then you'll see something else on the news. And I think we're starting to bring some level of conscientiousness to the table regarding that. I think San Francisco might indeed be the first city in the United States to ban single-use plastic bottles. They're putting it up on a ballot or something, or some type of vote to get rid of these grocery bags that we're talking about, right up here in Missoula. So, I think that consciousness is slowly changing, but again, what are we doing? I think we could be, and we really are in a lot of respects, at the forefront of that. We've got a green, eco-friendly technology that is really unparalleled on the planet in terms of home use. I mean, there's no way around it. When bottles, Powerade bottles, don't have those anymore. Beauty products, handsome products, I like to call them, from being a guy, they don't have beauty water, they should have handsome water. And it hasn't helped my ass a bit, mind you, but I feel, just kidding. So it's like just a matter of going, okay, look, here's what we have. Do you have any level of conscientiousness about Mother Earth? I mean, she's getting her tail kicked. You're going to watch in this video and see some of the animals and just some of the aquatic life, and how some of those plastic beads in the little stuffing stuff, not HR puffin stuff. I said stuffing stuff. They're everywhere. And like aquatic life, mistake it for plankton and, different things like that. So yeah, let me throw this thing on here. Let me get my screen share up and ready. And then I'm just going to drop the mic on this guy.
Hey, this is Dave coming at you again from beautiful Vermont.
Can you hear it okay?
Today I want to talk about something
Yes.
that I just discovered on Twitter yesterday. Apparently it's not the latest news, but it's something that I thought everybody should know about, because I certainly did not. Yesterday, there was a post that Oprah's Green episode for Earth Day started with a chilling footage and description of a giant island of trash, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And currently, scientists believe the world's largest garbage dump isn't on land. It's in the Pacific Ocean. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch stretches from the coast of California to Japan. It's estimated to be twice the size of Texas. And Oprah says, this is the most shocking thing I have seen, and I agree 100%. To give you a little background, years of bottles, bags, toys, packaging, and plastic trash from all corners of the earth are swirling in a plastic whirlpool in the North Pacific. Discarded water bottles from Iowa, takeout containers from New York City, flip-flops from California, and plastic debris from the world over make their way from land into storm drains, streams, rivers, and other waterways. They're carried out to sea, where they get trapped in swirling ocean currents, forming a giant floating trash dump of an enormous proportion, no matter how you quantify it. And as you can see in this article published October 22nd, 2007, that this was enormous island of trash was probably discovered, and the trash is 80% plastic and weighs more than 3.5 million tons. And the video I'm about to show you, the first one being the one that Oprah did, but the second one is a 12-part series done by VBS TV, and it basically shows the team going out 7 days out into the water, into the middle of the ocean, to find this floating traffic garbage patch, and showing you exactly what they found. So here's the video from Oprah.
Scientists believe the world's largest garbage dump isn't on land, it's in the Pacific Ocean. Estimated to be twice the size of Texas, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch stretches from the coast of California all the way to Japan. In some places, the man-made debris is 90 feet deep. Marine biologists estimate that 90% of the 3.5 million tons of floating trash is all plastic. In some parts of the ocean, there's already 6 times more plastic than plankton, which is the food many fish rely on to survive. How did all that plastic end up in the ocean? 80% is litter from land, either dropped directly into waterways or blown by wind into rivers and streams from states as far away as Iowa. The monumental amount of plastic trash has created an ecological disaster that has cost the lives of millions of seabirds and marine mammals. When this dead albatross was cut open, its stomach was full, not of fish, but of plastic, including a cigarette lighter. And this turtle, caught in a plastic ring when it was young, managed to survive until adult.
This is wild.
Every reporter changes the story. Just like every scientist changes what he's observing, every reporter is changing that story.
What are we doing, Joe?
We're ready to put a plastic pitcher in the water. Control plastic.
What the hell is that? There's a misconception that the worst kind of spill is the thing, the gooey, oily mess. Yeah. It's really these nice little bits of your plastic bottles that are going to be around forever, basically.
So we're just on the outskirts of the gyre right now. I haven't really even gotten into the thick of things. And already in the last hour, we've seen more fucking trash float by than we have like the entire voyage up till now. All gross, sun-baked plastic.
Phenol A that is used to make these hard, clear plastic called polycarbonate is produced at over 7 billion pounds a year, and it's a non-recyclable plastic. What's happening to it? It's being thrown away into the environment. The evidence from Europe, Asia, the United States is that every person examined has these chemicals in their bodies. There is actually a study in Japan where women with elevated levels of bisphenol A, where the women who were repeatedly miscarrying, never able to have a successful pregnancy. When you go out into the ocean and you see that the ocean is full of these plastic products, where in the world is there not exposure to them?
Beach, California, on our way to meet Charles Moore, the captain of the Oceanographic Research Vessel Alquita. For a number of years, we've been reading these articles about this just huge section of the ocean that's essentially a floating landfill. 10 years ago, on a sailing trip back from Australia, Captain Moore took a detour into a section of the North Pacific called the North Pacific Gyre, which is kind of a swirling vortex of currents. That area has sort of historically acted as a collecting point for all the debris, and it's sometimes referred to as the Eastern Garbage Patch. Now, kind of with the advent of plastics, it's just become one large, continuous sort of dump. When Captain Moore found it, it was just plastic bags and bottles and consumer products as far as the eye can see. Like some places have estimated it as like the size of Texas. There's a lot of what sounds like hyperbole, and some people have written it off totally as just like an urban myth. So we're going to go out with Captain Moore on his boat to survey the damage out there.
Empecé con el trabajo de los plásticos en el 2003, 2004, porque Charlie ya me había ofrecido muestras para analizar. Entonces, dije, bueno, vamos a tratar a ver qué pasa con los plásticos. Y hay realmente concentraciones altas de estos contaminantes en los plásticos. Y los fragmentos sí es un gran problema, porque entonces los animales los están ingiriendo.
Here's the seagrass and all this plastic. This is the pre-production plastic pellet here. These pellets are the virgin material that have never been through the hands of a consumer. They're just what the factory uses to make plastic objects out of, whether it's a plastic bag or a coffee cup. They get here by being lost in the rail yards and the truck delivery docks. It's a symbol of the whole plastic production chain, how it pollutes from the very beginning when it's just in this pellet form up to these bottle caps. We may get up to, say, 50% of some water bottles recycled, but none of the caps are getting recycled. No.
100 billion.
It is amazing how similar plastic looks to the jellies. I just thought I swam up to it thinking it was a jelly. It's crazy. You go to the Subway and you buy the one sandwich. They always put in a plastic bag. Yep. Yes. How long do you use this plastic bag? 1 minute? Maybe, yeah, because you go pay and sit in the table and throw it. And this plastic bag go to the ocean and stay more than 20 years.
All right.
Hey, this is Dave coming at you again from beautiful Vermont. And
so let me stop this share. I mean, this was, have you noticed the date? 2007, 12 years ago. I have learned, and I need to dig this up, but that patch has actually doubled from when it was 12 years ago. And yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious that we need to start making the right shift to taking care of Mother Earth, because she sustains us all the way around. You look at the effects on negative effects on water quality. You know, you look at Flint. You know, it blows my mind. It's a weird situation that in a first world country like the U.S., we can have the problems we have, but then you realize that, hell, we've been sticking the gun to our own head for the last 60 years because it's become easy and it's profitable and it's convenient for the lackadaisical public. You know, there's a day when, you know, you look at our generation, our parents, no way in hell they would ever buy bottled water. It was just not a part of the whole equation. Then we raise and we come up and we're getting bottled water and we're thinking, oh yeah. I mean, you look at what we've learned now about the bottled water and the crisis out there and Nestle out there just raping and pillaging sources. And they're trying to get something going up here in Montana. We got a real wonderful aquifer up north of Kalispell, north of Big Fork. And yeah, Nestle wants to come in and just drain that aquifer like they did in Pennsylvania, like they've done at different spots around the country. And, you know, people do not realize that domestically, from the time of bottled water is filled, sealed, put away, and cracked by us as a consumer, it's 18 to 24 months that it sits in that bottle with the bisphenol A. If it's an imported bottle, like your Fiji or your, you know, your other Evian, it's 2 to 3 years that water sits in the bottle. And if it was spring water, wouldn't you say that spring done sprung by the time we cracked it? Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like
your assessment on that.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about it is that, you know, Mother Earth, she's going to be fine, but the people on her are not. The animals on her are not. That's where I really feel so much pain, is seeing all these animals that are eating all this crap, seeing all the people that are eating all this crap, seeing how this is affecting literally all the life on the planet. You know, it's really a shame to see this kind of stuff and to learn this kind of stuff. I never had any clue about any of this. And it wasn't until I got involved with Kong's family that I started learning about this kind of stuff. This is, you know, kids out there, you know, what's your why? We talked about this yesterday on the show. What's your why? Well, you know, my why is my mom. And my why is I don't like seeing people suffering. And I don't like seeing animals suffer either. Watching that right there, seeing all the stuff that's coming out of some of these animals that are coming out of the ocean, you know, that turtle, that was kind of heartbreaking for me right there, seeing that turtle that got stuck in a ring while it was young, and now look at it. That's just pathetic. And so these are just things that can be done, and we've got a lot of people on this planet, and we need to start changing mindsets, and it all has to do with exactly this. You know, I have a nephew who was telling me, yeah, this water, it's a bunch of joke, it's a scam. You know, I have the same stuff. I've been, you know, it's been used commercially for 100 years. And it's like, I asked him back, well, can you put one of those things that you sell to desalinize the ocean? Can you put that on your countertop? You have one of those on your countertop that can help you stop from buying $50 a month worth of plastic bottles? Because, you know, literally, my nephew, he lives down in the Virgin Islands, and he and his wife, my niece, they buy $50 a month worth of bottled water from Costco. And where's all that going? You know, Rob, Tammy, you listening in? If you end up listening in, where's it going? You're buying all this bottled water that's been sitting there for years before it finally gets into your body. And, you know, the whole thing of it, and to all the people out there, think about this. That $50 a month, that could pay for your Kangen water machine, and you'd never have to buy another bottled water ever again the rest of your life. Think about that. I know my niece Tammy, she's probably listening to this. She'll be listening into it, but, you know, you're always posting out about the environment, how concerned you are about it. But then you're going out every month and you're buying $50 a month worth of bottled water from Costco. Not only is that water poisonous for you, but it's poisonous for the environment too, that you care so much about. Stop and think about it, kids. That's what we're here for. That's why the Kong Family Show exists, is because we want to educate. We want to bring this information to people's attention. We want to bring stories. And these stories range from people's health to the environment's health, to the things that are destroying the environment. And in turn, they're going to be destroying us right along with it. And that's the main thing we need to be concerned about. But yeah, this is powerful stuff, Sean. And
yeah, listen, while you're talking about it, I found my PowerPoint. I've had some crazy stuff with my computer going on, and it's been weird. So, but yeah, I found it. So I want to share this. It's quick. I can go through it and just kind of talk through it, but this is what I have.
We've got plenty of time, brother. You go ahead and just roll through it. Let's make it so that people can understand it. You don't need to roll through it too fast. Just let's rock and roll, brother.
All right. Here's just a self-explaining, easily answered questions. And you look at this stuff. So we talk about it costing $1.50, more than $1.50 a bottle. You know, you're talking about her. And that's 1,900 times the price of tap water. You know, the average U.S. citizen spends over 400 bones a year on bottled water. I mean, it's insane how affordable this technology is when you weigh that out. They talked about bisphenol A. And, you know, some of the Japanese studies they've done on plastics and bisphenol and its effects on childbirth. You know, the Japanese take things so seriously. They're so ahead of the game on so many things, you know, and it's probably no wonder why they're #1 in the world in overall health and lifespan. Let's see here. Now listen, that's what I was going to say. I think this is like 2007 or 8 as well, but it's 2004 is when this was 26 billion liters of bottled water. You understand? In 15 years, has that not probably doubled or tripled? You know, when I started this, the bottled water industry in 2004 was a $12 billion industry. In 2017, I'd learned it was a $21 billion industry. So even though we're coming onto the scene with a product that's been around for 50 some years, it's getting worse. And so even further increasing our accountability, further increasing the purpose behind our mission. I mean, it's just insane. You're going to be blown away by some of this stuff. 28 billion plastic bottles in a year. Again, 86% ended up as garbage. 1,500.
Hell, eventually it all ends up as garbage, every bit of it. 100%.
You're talking about the Subway bag. I literally, when I watch this, I don't take the Subway bag anymore. I'm just giving it to me in the paper. I'm going to inhale it either in my car or over here, but save that bag. I don't need it. I've been doing that for about 7, 8 years now. Just on accountability. Just like it's that easy. So it's a little shift in thinking. We can still stay oblivious and act like, well, it's somebody else's problem. Or we can take personal accountability, and one person at a time, we can start to little by little eliminate and reduce the carbon footprint we're putting on this bad mamma jamma we call the Mother Earth. I just like saying bad mamma jamma because I was a big fan of Carl Carlton back in the day. She's a bad mamma jamma. Look at that, 17 million barrels of oil used to produce those plastic bottles. Could have fueled 100,000 cars for an entire year. You know, 2.5 million tons of carbon dioxide. What is that doing to the ozone? And this is what people are spending. I love the perspective builder it has with the federal bailout, you know. $100 billion people are spending annually on bottled water, and they can't afford this technology. They can, and that's the idea. To educate and empower and help people realize just with a little shift, just a little veering with your steering wheel on a conscious, socially, environmentally aware level, that can steer your direction. You know, say you just crank it, you know, from midnight to 2 o'clock on the clock. Within a mile, you're in a whole nother direction now. You know, and it's that simple. We think about that in the car analogy, and it's like, that's life. That's how we do what we do. So with this stuff here, we're trying to ask people just to make that quick little shift, so we can start to see the benefits of it. And once this thing starts to hit the early majority and the late majority, Enagic's going to go down as probably one of the greatest companies in the history of the world. And I have no problem saying that, because their mission is simple. They're trying to change the world. They're trying to increase people's accountability. They're trying to get that hat trick, you know, personal health, emotional health, or spiritual health, physical health, financial health. You know, they're just, they've got something going on that I don't think people really understand. You know, right here, if you only drink bottled water, are you sure you know everything about it? Most people are oblivious. And I've got articles for days on bottled water and just the devastation impact it's having on not only people and the BPA stuff, but the
Hey, Sean, pause that go ahead and keep talking, but don't switch this slide, because I want to get a screenshot of this. I want to share this out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead and keep rolling. Just don't change the slide for a minute.
All right.
I want a screenshot of this rascal. This is some powerful stuff right here, kids.
This
deserves to go out there and drive my friend Don Marie Clark crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. perfect.
Right. And again, more than a third of your bottled water drinkers thinking it's safer than tap water. You know, I mean, in some cases, exceptionally, that might be the instance, but for the most part, you know, it's just not true. You look on a Nestle, I posted something the other day on a Nestle bottled from water source was the whatever town it was in, water municipality. So it's just tap water. They're filling into these bottled waters and charging 1,900 times what it costs. And the suckers out there are buying it. That just blows my mind. I used to be a sucker, believe me. But now I'm just a big old rainbow trout, you know? I don't know where I'm going with that half the time, but that shit's funny. Look at that. That's 15 years ago. Look at that guy. I hope to God he ain't fishing. You know, could you imagine just being in the middle of all that? You know, how fun would it be to go take a jump into that pool? You definitely got flotation device. You wouldn't drown in that, I doubt.
Yeah, you can climb on top of the plastic and you could float to Hawaii.
You know, here we go again. You know, just landfills, 80+% is plastic. And they're putting up these little, you know, whatever you call them, those dams or bilges or whatever. I mean, it's crazy. And they're just scooping it. So here's another thing people don't realize. So when we're talking about, I mean, look at this. You keep your water in your cars, especially in the summer times. The heat in the car and the plastic of the bottle are leaching chemicals out that are a huge contributor to breast and other forms of cancers. So if you might not have kept it in the car, do you know what extreme temperatures it's been through before you bought it? Well, here you go. They bottle it. They store it in warehouses. Temperatures vary from 26 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Transportation in trucks varies from 100 to 150 degrees because those trucks are not cooled. And then they're loaded and unloaded in temperatures varying from 45 to 100 degrees, taken to stores, temperatures varying from 50 to 100. And then we get it. And then we store it in our garage. And we sit it there and we're like drinking it just whenever, you know, and it's not even fresh. It's just the fact that if people could understand, you're drinking water that is not even close to fresh. It's 18 to 24 months if it's in the US, and it's 24 to 36 months if it's imported. So just drinking 3-year-old water, 2-year-old water, I don't get what people don't get. And that's why we just got to be adamant. We got to be persistent. We got to be dogged in our pursuit of the truth seekers. So at the end of the day, you've got your different filters and stuff like this. This isn't an Enagic deal. And again, it's just kind of, you can tell that it focuses on filtration. Well, not only does our stuff filter, but it ionizes as well. Here's something else you might want to take a screenshot of and share with people, or just, you know, take a look at these links. There's unbelievable stuff. I dug into the Earth 9/11 one and the Earth Policy one back in the day, and I was just like, wow, this is insane. So it's really just a matter of bringing it to the table, bringing it to the surface. You know, we're so oblivious to anything a layer or two below the surface when it comes to healthcare, vaccinations. You know, look at this opioid prescription thing going on with doctors and pharmacists all in on the take. It's abhorring. It's just absolutely appalling that yesterday's doctor would come to your house and take care of you and with his little medical bag, and today's doctor's sticking you, telling you you have cancer so he can justifiably give you cancer drugs. I mean, where's the morality in that? Where is just the humanness in that? But that's what's going on, you know, and so many people, you know, want health care. Well, yeah, I know the rich have access to health care, but at the end of the day, all health care is just an opportunity to take advantage of our inability to live healthy ourselves.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to wait for a system. We're trying to wait for a government or what have you, to provide that for us when, you know, I don't give a rat's behind about health insurance. What I have with this Kangen water and this Enagic technology is health assurance. I am assured of a level of health that I never had before. At 38 years old, I was, you know, 6'9", bebopping around with lower back pain all the time. Just different things, sinusitis, all these things going on, allergies. Yeah, I was kind of a cornball of just weird illnesses, you know, or weird vulnerabilities. 10 years later, no. I mean, if I get symptomatic, I go to the well, you know, and this bottle here, you know how old this water is here? About 15, 20 minutes old. You know, I just went and refilled it when I started the ocean video.
Yeah. So is this slideshow over with, brother?
Yeah, that's it, man.
You want to go ahead and unshare so we can see a little bit more of your beautiful, smiling, handsome mug? Hey, I wanted to bring something up. One of the folks that's listening in on the live side on Facebook on the Kong family page, she said that she just saw a woman invented a plastic bag that breaks down and dissolves once it is submerged in water. Now that's the kind of stuff that has the potential to change the world. And, you know, there's always a solution. One of my mottos is that there are no problems. There's only solutions.
Right.
We have to find out what the problems are and solve them. And it's like been the story of my life for the last 25 years is solving one problem after another. And, you know, Thomas Warden, you're on here, brother. Thanks for joining in on the live side. You know, he's been a tremendous benefit to me in helping me solve problems without getting mad about them. And, you know, in changing our mindset, changing our thought processes. And, you know, I think it's important people realize that we were all skeptics when we first looked at this. Skepticism is healthy. Skepticism is what makes you actually look. And, you know, what's crazy is when people just have this closed mindset that, oh, it's a scam, I'm not even going to look. This stuff right here, Sean, this might prove to be one of the most powerful episodes of the Kong Family Show that we've done yet, just because there are so many people out there who see that, you know, Mother Earth is being affected. And they a lot of people out there, they care more about Mother Earth's health than they do their own health. And just like a lot of people care more about their puppies and their kitties than they do about themselves. And they care more about their kids than they do about themselves. And the thing is we need to take care of number one, because if we don't take care of number one, we can't take care of any 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 10 or 20 or anything like that. And, you know, that's a huge part of our mission is to get people to understand just the ways that they can change. And like that last little slide said, that if just one person stops drinking bottled water, that's 200 less bottles that are going out into the environment. That's just one person. And, you know, this is such an incredibly powerful message, brother. I'm so glad that you came up with the idea to roll with this today.
Well, I got all kinds of tricks up my sleeve.
Yes, you do. Hey, I'm always saying I love you. You know, I'm so happy and so blessed that you're my partner in crime with this, because every single day that you come in here, whether it's just for a few minutes, bopping in on the way to wherever you're going or whatever, that you always bring value to the show. And it's not only a gift to me, but it's a gift to everybody that's going to get a chance to watch this as the days, weeks, months, and years go by. Because, you know, reaching out to my friend Don, this is life. It's from the heart.
Yeah.
You know, Kangen Water's message isn't change your water, change your job. Change your water, change your life. You know, it changes your life. It is, I am living, breathing, running around like a damn Anasazi proof that it changes your life. It changes your job.
Does. And listen, people, you don't realize JJ is 79 years old, and look how good he looks. Isn't he a gorgeous specimen for being such an old bastard? I'm telling you. Just kidding.
I get younger every day, kids, every day. You know, Patrick said that I was the oldest cat in the morning motivation. I had to take some serious exception with that because
that's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up. But, you know, at the end of the day, look, man, I appreciate that. And again, you and I are both on the same level of just why we do what we do, you know. And I mean, the best way to be a leader is to serve, and the best way to serve is to empower, and the best way to empower is to be real, genuine, and authentic. And take the things that we've ascertained, the things that we've put together. And it ain't a matter of browbeating people with it. It's a matter of saying, look, here's the deal. And now what you do, you know, again, truth is a funny thing. We all can know the truth about something, and then what we decide to do with it becomes our own personal choice. And a lot of times our obliviousness, our lack of just consciousness, apathy, they take over. I'm too busy. Well, most people are out there busy running circles trying to chase their damn tail, and they don't even get it. They have no clue. You know, so I think the best way to get this out, and this medium, this platform has been such a beautiful addition to our overall mission, to share this water and share this technology and actually just raise the level of consciousness for people out there looking for the truth. You know, you can shoot somebody the truth that's living a lot. You know, the only people affected by the truth, offended by it, are those living a lie, whether they know it or not. So when you bring it to their attention, they either embrace that truth or they get slicker and more manipulative in trying to conceal the lie they're living. And believe me, in 10 years, I've heard it all. I've heard so many excuses, so many stories, so many people, and it's like, well, yeah, my brother's next door neighbor's uncle's wife's nephew, you know, he says this is garbage. You know, this is not true. You know, like, okay, 15 people removed. Here, let me just show you directly. And I showed them directly. And to see the level of obstinance, dudes are crazy. Women are a little more inclined. I think women are smarter than we are, whether I want to admit that or not. I'm a pretty sharp cat, but at the end of the day, a lot of times I'd rather talk to women because they're not going to come at me with some Macho Man Randy Savage step into a Slim Jim nonsense reply, you know, that's just like, oh yeah, well, you know, and you get the most caveman answers. And so you just kind of smile, or depending on how close they are, you bust their chops right back with some other revealing stuff. But it's interesting, you know. So I think this is just powerful. I think it's important that, you know, yesterday we talked about whys, and it was more of a perspective on why we do what we do and, you know, where we go from here. You know, today I think it's just a matter of getting people's attention, snapping them out of this trance that the machine has us in. It's like, I almost feel like Morpheus, you know, I'm giving people, here's the pill you've always had, here's this pill. Stay in the matrix or unplug from it, you know. And at the end of the day, everybody getting this is unplugging from the matrix, and it's creating a whole different reality and perspective of what their reality is. And I think that to me is powerful. Yeah. You know,
well, you know, that's exactly it, brother. Because, like, just for example, right now, right here during this show, Chris Ty Dawn, she mentioned about that plastic bag that just disappears when it touches water. She put the link to it so that we can actually go check it out. And you know, what is this? This is just people sharing information. I didn't know. I had no clue that there's a plastic bag out there that disappears when it touches water. Hey, that's great. I think I might become an advocate of that thing. But I don't know what it is, and you don't know what you don't know, right? We've talked about that a lot over the last year that we've been partners. And you know, there's something else I want to mention to people out there that they may not know this. A lot of people do know this about Sean and I, and that is that we're not even on the same squad. You know, we're not on the same team. We're not in the same downline. We work together every single day, helping share each other, helping each other build each other's business, and neither of us gets any kind of monetary compensation from doing that. Why are we doing it? We're doing it from right here, this big thumping muscle in the middle of our chest. That's where we're doing it from. That's why we're sharing this stuff constantly. If you go to our Facebook page, you're going to get a constant barrage of calm. You don't like it? Hey, unfriend. Please don't unfollow, unfriend, go away. I don't want you around here. If hearing about Kangen water is a problem for you, you've got a way bigger problem than following me. That's for dang sure. And the thing is this stuff all comes from the heart. This stuff is something that I thought was a scam too. And I was just being stupid. And yes, I'm looking right at myself. And hey, you were being stupid. Don't be stupid. And I was being stupid. I wasn't being ignorant. I didn't even know. I was just being stupid. And there's a difference between the two. And this is passionate stuff. Everybody that gets involved with this company, that drinks this water, that learns what it's all about, that learns how it affects things and how much of an effect it can have on people's lives, they become every bit as passionate as Sean and I and Rodgar are about this, and all the other people that are out there that are part of this incredible family of people. When I say we're planning on changing the world, I'm not joking. I'm not even being even slightly facetious. I'm being as serious as a freaking heart attack, which we want to prevent. And you can. Your body can prevent those things if you give it what it needs. But yeah, brother, I'm so grateful for having this ability. And Christi, Don, thank you so much for sharing that information. It's going to be out there for people to see. I encourage people to go check out that link. Go learn about that. Maybe we can start getting those plastic bags into places like Subway. Maybe that gal who created that might end up being able to change the world too. I love that idea. And that's really what we're trying to foster here, is we're trying to foster people who are just like us. And they want to change the world.
Find truth seekers. I mean, honestly, I want to find truth seekers. Like you said, the ones out there BSing around, stalking what we're doing, putting up negative comments, they're that guy. They're the negative Neil. They just can't see it. I really, with all due respect, God bless them, but I don't have time to beat this into people's heads. We're looking for truth seekers. And if you're out there looking for the truth about how to be more eco-friendly, how to be more healthy, how to just take absolute control of your consumer spending habits, we're the guys. And I don't care if it's me or JJ, track us down. Anybody out there that was watching this, that shared this video with you, if they shared this video with you and this resonates at some level, get back to them. Ask them more questions. And if we can help close something down the line for those people, we'll do it. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the more we get this out, the more we get this firmly planted into the mindset of this country and this world, there's no way we can't make this a better place, if just nothing more than getting rid of plastic. And then all the other ripple effects to, again, healthier living, reducing your carbon footprint, blah, blah, blah. It's all relevant, so if you're out there, if you're watching this, and whoever shares this video with you, get back to them. Ask them, how in the hell do I get this technology on my sink? Simple and plain.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I got to go see my pimp today. He owes me money. Kidding. Rodgar. Bless you. Hey, yeah, you guys, it's been a good show. I got to get boogieing. We're going to go paint my brother's living room today. So we got to get up and make some things happen and go move some furniture and get it all into the room, throw our drops on, and just start firing.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, Rodgar, while you're there real quick, do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to say about what we talked about today that you've been listening to?
No, it's just amazing to listen to what's out there. And in my opinion, I'm doing not enough research, so I should spend more time to research things.
Well, at the very least, this hopefully kind of ignited that in you. kind of perked up the old nipples for a little research-oriented mindset. That's good, man. That's beautiful. One cat. Now, obviously, you're sitting in the same living room as we are digitally. But, yeah, dude, I just appreciate having you on board. I want to see you blow this thing up. I do. I want to see you blow this thing up, and then I want you to wear that FedEx T-shirt on Halloween and be able to tell people that's what I used to do. Yeah. Now I'm changing lives, and I'm meeting Wetzel and Surprise down in Cancun because we got some vacation to do and business to build while on it. That's kind of stuff I like being able to do.
For sure. I never have been out to Cancun.
Hey, that time's coming, brother. And, to everybody out there, if you have any questions, any of you Kangen water distributors out there anybody out there, I'm here. My cell phone number is 801-573-6971. And if there's ever anything I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you get the message, if you get my message machine, leave me a message. I'll get back to you, I promise, because this is my passion in this world. One of the things I love most, Sean, about this company is I love talking to other people's people. Like yesterday, I had the pleasure of getting to talk to Rodgar's, his uncle and his aunt, and talk to them about it. Because the thing is when you're talking to other people's people, there is no monetary aspect to it. It's all coming from the heart, and it's all just giving solid information based on the facts and the truth and the love of it all. There's nothing I love more than talking to other people's people and encouraging them to make the wisest choice ever.
You know me.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing we all love to do. Sean's more than happy to talk to your people. If you can't get through to them, maybe we can, because maybe they realize, hey, this guy doesn't have anything to gain. I'll tell you what, that's a bunch of nonsense too, because you know what I have to gain from it? I have the most important thing there is to gain from it, and that is the feeling, the gratefulness, and the warmth that I feel in my heart when I manage to talk to somebody and they decide to go buy their Kangen water machine from somebody else because of something I said to them. That is the greatest feeling in the world for me, because I know that I have just changed another person's life. I get to get up every single morning, kids, and I get to say to myself, I get to jump in the mirror, look at my hair standing on end. I get a big giggle out of it, and I go, I get to go and change somebody's life today. I absolutely love it, you guys. And so if I can help, please don't reach out. If you have anybody out there that has stories to tell,
don't hesitate to reach out. You just said, if I can help, don't reach out. You want to hear that too. Don't hesitate.
I say don't reach out. No, reach out. Please reach out. Oops.
All right. Hey, we got to keep this derelict in line sometimes. It gets a little squirrely, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, it does.
Hey, listen, in the basketball analogy, all we're doing is throwing dimes. Again, it goes back to, how do we relate? To me, I was always a guy that I'd rather throw a dime. If I could make Rodgar score, say Rodgar's the rebounder. Say Rodgar's the defensive specialist. It's not very rewarding, but it's so important. For me, I'm the kind of guy where I rewarded those guys for the work they did. And if I could get them the ball around the cup and they dunk and the crowd go crazy, that look they give me when they're running down the court realizing the crowd's just lighting their ass up because of a dime I threw them, hey, man, it doesn't get any better than this. And when you're talking about other people's people, you're the guy that throws the assist the ball. So you're a pass away from the bucket being scored. And that's as simple as that. And as long as we're all passing the rock, we just got to throw the rock to people that want to catch it and score. You know how many people I've thrown the ball to with this and to hit them in the back of the head, because they're not looking for the ball, or they're staring right at me and I pass them the ball, it hits them right in the forehead. And they look at me like, hey, don't throw me the ball. I'm like, fine, cool. I'm taking my ball and I'm going to go to a court where I got cats that want to score. And that's how I roll. That's how I look at it.
I love it. I love that analogy. I'm John Stockton, and you are Carl Malone, brother. Woo-hoo! And we are
My hair's too long to stand up. Hey, but I've been told recently that I look like hell, and I was like, whoa, hey, okay, wait a sec. I suppose it was supposed to be somewhat constructive, but at the end of the day, it kind of wounded me at a self-esteem level that I might not recover from for another, 3 days ago. I got over it pretty quickly. But it's funny, perception.
Kangen water may have made you grow from 5'4" to 6'8", and it definitely made you handsome, brother. You are one of the handsomest dudes I know. Handsomest, is that even a word?
Handsomer. Hey, guys, I got to saddle up and get on my horse and head north today on the trail to Moose Lips. So, hey, giddy up. God bless you. Kong Family Show bringing it with the 100% real.
Don't forget your hugs, kids. We love you. Woody-hoo! Have a great day. Safe travels out there, brother.
Okay. Word, guys.
We'll
God
see
bless.
you guys tomorrow for some more
One
fun.
love. Hey, don't let your meatloaf.
See you, Rodgar. Have a great day, buddy.
Thanks, you too. Have a good day. Happy Easter.